Dear ones, we are back at it. I took a little respite, took a little bit off of meditation altogether, and then focused just on my practice in the last few days. And I am back with you today. If you are looking for a meeting later today, I'll be at the 32nd year anniversary of Sweet Surrender. Come on out. Two great speakers. All the barbecue you can eat. They've been smoking it for like 15 hours. It's going to be amazing. Free food, speaker, and dancing. So if you've never had fun in recovery, come on out. So that's tonight starting at 5 p.m. at Sweet Surrender in Madison, City Road Chapel. And I'll be speaking on surrender there. So, how fitting, let's do a surrender meditation. If you would, go ahead and sit in a comfortable position, both feet flat on the floor. If you can, go ahead and take your socks and shoes off and have your bare feet planted firmly on the ground as you let go of the outside distractions of the world, your animals, your cell phone, maybe your children or spouse, and you become more relaxed in this moment here, the eternal here, the forever now. Go ahead and allow your eyes to close. Spine kind of straight so that you are able to get more oxygen into the bloodstream. If your tongue is resting on the roof of your mouth, go ahead and let that drop now to a floating position as it increases the flow of oxygen. As you feel the sensation of the air passing through the nose, down the throat, and into the body, you begin to become more relaxed into the body, giving yourself permission to be here now, to let go of the outside world, and come to the inner beingness. And in the inner beingness of your body, you allow your thoughts and your mind to drop down into your root chakra as you feel very planted in the seat, as you feel the sensation of your feet attached to the floor, your legs attached to the chair, your back and butt in the seat that you are in. You may have your hands up to receive spiritual energy or down on the thigh to ground yourself, whatever feels best for you. And in this moment, in this moment of direct clarity, your thoughts begin to dissipate as you bring your attention to the body, to this moment. And in this moment, you think of the color red as you become more grounded in the root chakra. You allow your red roots to attach to Mother Earth and the metallic color of rocks and groundingness, becoming one now, your root chakra to Mother Earth chakra. And as those two become one, you become more grounded in your beingness, in your body, in this moment. As we think of control, the defect of control, for control is an illusion. Control is when we are afraid. Control is our beingness reaching out in fear through the ego because we are afraid we won't get what we think we deserve, that we think that we need. And so we lash out in the fear of control, trying to control our circumstances, trying to control our external environment. And this is an illusion of the ego. For when I try to control things outside of me, I am afraid. And in my afraidness, I lash out. I lash out in fear and in an attempt to exert control over others. And when I am reaching out in this control, I am scared. And I see it now for what it is, and I release it into the light. I release my fear of control, and I move into the surrender of the knowingness that everything is working out for my divine goodness, for my highest manifestation of perfection in my life. And I move into the faith of surrender, into the hope, into the knowingness, into the trust that things are working out for my highest good, for my highest perfection, for the greatest good of all that are involved in this scenario. And as I release the control, I surrender it to the light. I surrender into the knowingness that there is something out there looking out for my highest good, and I let go. I give myself permission to let go of all that no longer serves me. I move into the surrender of the light. I move into the willingness to try something new. I move into a newness of beingness. And in this newness, in this beingness, what a relief it is to let go, to stop fighting against the stream of consciousness flowing through my divine, perfect being, and to allow things to take their natural course. For when I come into contrast and I see things not working the way that I want them to, I release. I let go and I move into the wondrousness of being. I allow things to take their natural flow. For when I have an expectation, that is my attachment to the way I want things to be. For my expectation is an attachment to an illusion. For my expectation is an attachment, and I see the attachment for what it is, and I begin to let go of the attachment for the judgment that I have on my experience, and I move into the discernment of seeing things from a spiritual value, moving into the core of who I am, and who I am is a spiritual being. Who I am is not the body, not the mind, but the spirit behind, the observer of my experience. And I move into that now as I take a deep breath and I release control. As I surrender to the attachment, as I surrender to the control and I let them go. I let go of the burden that I need things to be a certain way, and I let them be just as they are. And just as they are is perfect, just as they are. And in this moment, in this beingness of right now, I am free to be me, to be the observer, to be the spirit behind the illusion, behind the masks, behind all of that noise, and into the stillness of my heart, the stillness of perfection of being. And in this moment of complete relaxation in the body, in the mind, in the emotion, coming together in perfect alignment with the spirit. What a relief. What a joy it is to know that everything is working out for my highest good, my highest purpose. What a joy it is to know that I have purpose, that I am enough, that my purpose is good enough to be loved by the divine. What a knowingness in the surrender to the divine, surrender to the light, surrender to the joy. As my beingness is now enveloped in light, this light begins to fill my aura with a golden white hue of knowingness, of faith, of trust. As this golden white light begins to fill my being, my body, my aura, as it works its way up from my feet, in my legs, my torso, in my chest, my neck, and my head, I am surrounded by the golden white light of divinity, of my soul. And in this golden beingness, I surrender to the light. I surrender to my soul, to my highest good, to my higher self, as I now allow my higher self and the best version of me to permeate my beingness, to fill my beingness with light, with knowingness, with trust. As I am filled up with the light of Source, flowing through my beingness, flowing through my soul, flowing through my spirit, all that I know, all that I am, all that I need is right here, right now, and in this moment. I am free, free of judgment, free of control, and I surrender to discernment and the light. Knowing that I am filled up with grace, mercy, and oneness, I will take this into the rest of my experience, knowing everything is working out for my highest good. I surrender to that now. And so it is. Namaste.